kind of sucks. Well, I think that's the reason why you have a lot of DEXs that are exploding right now, right? People are sick of dealing with these guys. Centralized entities that can be shut down, can be regulated by Gary, right? That's why so many people are turning to DEXs and DeFi. And it's important, right? You think that a lot of people know how to use DeFi and DEXs. Think again. I bet 90% of the people watching right now don't even know how to use a self-custody wallet, let alone connect up to a DEX and start trading, right? But this is why it's important. If you don't want to be, using exchange that somehow suddenly shuts down or gets blocked or something like that, or your account gets frozen, you want to store your own crypto. So it's very, very important. But this is why also DEXs and DeFi is growing so much, because people recognize this, right? So Uniswap's volume is exploding. You have all these other ones, PancakeSwap that's exploding. You have GMX, which is a big derivatives exchange, derivative DeFi exchange. It's also exploding, and they partnered up with Chainlink recently. But there's a lot of DEXs, and I've talked to a few DEX companies or projects recently, and there's some really good ones. I talked to one today that has a lot of promise. Again, a lot of these projects are coming out of Cosmos for some reason, but I guess it's very easy to create your chain. But there are some fantastic DeFi projects coming up, and the future of DeFi looks very bright indeed. Is this, and I had people message me about it like, oh my God, right? Gary Gensler wins. Gary Gensler, SEC, keeps throwing, red flags at this deal. And now Binance is like, forget it. So Binance was set to acquire Voyager for $1 billion and give back whatever assets people had, right? But because, and even a judge, the bankruptcy judge said it's okayed, but the SEC keeps throwing the red flag saying, no, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is security, this is wrong, this is security, right? Binance is like, I had enough. And it's not just the SEC, also Department of Justice, CFTC, basically all the regulators in the US. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're just throwing red flags all over the place because there's no consistency. Everyone views crypto a different way. So, can you blame Binance.us for pulling out? I think some people are bad-mouthing Binance. Seriously, they've been trying to acquire Voyager for how many months? 6+ months? And they keep getting pushback from all the regulators. So, of course, when you had enough, you're going to pull out. That's why so many people are saying Gary Gensler is driving crypto to China and to other places. He's driving all these companies to Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong is becoming the new hub, Web3 hub. And exactly what Gary is doing, right? With his lack of clarity, lack of vision, lack of focus, and interagency communication, because the CFTC and the SEC and the Department of Justice, and even the IRS and the South District of New York Attorney General's office all have different opinions about different crypto. No one seems to be talking to each other. No one is coming up with, okay, this is what the standard is, and this list of crypto, these are securities, these are not securities, right? No one knows. No one knows. It's such a effing cluster F. It's basically what's happening right now. Okay, so unfortunately, that's the other big news today. It's not a good news, especially if you have assets on Voyager, right? Even Genesis, I guess they were trying to make a deal for, or DCG was trying to make a deal for Genesis, because Genesis also collapsed, right? And they owe a whole bunch of money, and I guess it also got disrupted, probably after seeing how Binance got, scared off from this deal. Probably all the other people that are eyeing like Voyager and Celsius and Genesis, all the people who are interested in those assets will probably all pull out too, because they don't want to deal with Gary. They don't want to deal with any other agencies, right? It just kind of sucks. Circle CEO blames U.S. crypto crackdown and declining USDC market cap. Well, that's part of it, but let's not forget they also had $3 billion that almost went bye-bye because they had it stored on Silvergate, right? So that caused a lot of declining market cap because people actually converted to USDT. People hate USDT, but they still converted because they didn't like USDC. So they got bailed out by that. But I will say, yes, half of it is definitely due to Gary Gensler, which has been very anti-crypto, let's say, for a while now. But a lot of it is from this year, like cracking down and doing all the stuff and still not answering whether or not Ethereum is a security. He just can't do it. He can't. And something else that may be good, Apple's lawsuit with Epic Games, or Epic Games lawsuit against Apple, right? Primarily, I think Apple won most of the things argued. However, there's one thing that they argue they lost, and that is that game makers and app makers can link to an external payment source so that they can bypass the 30% Apple tax. And many people think that this is fantastic because NFTs and Web3 gaming, right? A lot of them are brand new. A lot of them could be blockchain based, and they can't pay that 30%. It doesn't even make any sense. For example, if you're using a Coinbase wallet, the specific like self-custody wallet, not Coinbase app, but if you're using the Coinbase wallet, for example, you can't send NFTs out of it because Apple's expecting a 30% fee on an Ethereum gas fee that is required to send an NFT. So Coinbase is like, we can't give you that even if we wanted to, right? But that's how unfair it is right now because Apple doesn't take those things into account. So maybe with this, something could be worked out. The same thing with games and other dApps that may be coming aboard to the Apple iOS system, or maybe a better yet, just don't go into Apple's store, right? Maybe there's some project that could come out with their own app store, one that's universal for all chains and all dApps, right? Maybe that's what we need. We don't have that yet. We have individual smaller dApp stores for different chains, but how about someone build the next generation of the App Store for all Web3 apps, right? That would be fantastic. And hint, hint, hopefully someone's listening and builds that out because I think that would be absolutely fantastic.